Hello, everybody. This is Dr. John Oda, and welcome to the Dr. John Oda Method. So here it goes. If you are in business, this program is for you. So let me explain to you what the program is about, and then of course I give you guys my 5 gifts, and and then all the stuff that I normally do. Right? The program is called "Learn the 3 Ways of How to Deal with Financial Pressure in Your Business, or else even be in your personal life." Right? That's going to be the subject of today. But before we start, of course, guys, I have to give you my 5 gifts in one rule. So here it goes. My very first gift that I have when you listen to the show is have fun. So here it goes. When I talk to most CEOs or business people, right? They have stress and anger, focus on the payroll, not making the payroll. My outcome is to bring back the passion and the excitement that makes you start the business in the first place. So guys, sometimes, as you guys know, I sing, I crack jokes, I even have a potty mouth. But today I try to watch that. But the question that I have is for you is, can you have fun? Yes or yes? I heard you. Absolutely, you can. My next gift is to have an open mind. So you're probably saying, so John, what are you talking about having an open mind? So let me tell you my profound knowledge. I saw this young gentleman back, in the 90s, right? His name was Anthony Robbins, right? And he said the exact same thing. It was like a sales seminars, competitive edge, whatever, right? But what he said was profound knowledge to me, right? He says that I want you to have an open mind. And then he stated that we live in a box, we drive in a box, we work in a box, we talk in a box, right? My outcome is to get you outside your comfort zone so you can grow your business to that next level. But the only way I can do that is have an open mind. Yes or yes? Beautiful. My next gift that I have is to play full out. So here's a question that I have. Have anybody else in here was like in sports, a cheerleader, in soccer, whatever, right? You played sports, right? Or else if you didn't play sports for high school, but you just played sports in general, right? So when you played sports in general, right? So how did you play, right? So I see 3 types of people when they're playing sports. First type of person, right? They play their C game. They're playing sports, they're kicking butt, they're doing well, then they hit a plateau and they stop. Right? So we call that pretty much of a dabbler, right? They dab in, they dab out, and then they say, forget about basketball, I'm going to go to golf. Okay, interesting, right? Then I meet people who play their B game, right? And these people are more stressors, right? But they're achievers, right? And these people, they complain, they gripe, but they're not doing what they're not doing what they need to do, but they're still eking by. Right? Or else I meet these people, oh my God, man. These people are in mastery, man. These people are kicking butt each and every time. So when something goes wrong inside their business, they say, Daniel, son, I knew this will happen. But the difference is they're going to say, listen to me, I'm going to hit a plateau. Let me hire a coach. Let me read a book. Let me do whatever I need to do to make sure when I hit this plateau, I'm good. So, but here's what I have for you. In your business, in your personal life, right? Are you playing your A game, your B game, or your C game? And if you're playing your A game, man, your business is increasing, man. You are really in a rock and roll state, right? So the question that I have is for you. Think about it in your business that you have. Are you playing your A game, your B game, or your C game? Because think about this. If you're playing your A game, your team's going to play your B game. If you play your B game, your team's going to play your C game. If you play your C game, your team's going to be non-existent. So you got to ask yourself, what are you playing? But here's what I want. In this session that we have right now, I want you to play your A+ game. Because I'm going to play my A++++++ game, because I'm going to give you guys some tools today that's going to totally change your whole life. And I guarantee it. All right? Beautiful. So who can play their A+ game? Say yes. I heard you. Beautiful. Now, my 5th gift is to do it now. When you hear something that's going to resonate, take action now. Don't wait. Don't stop. Don't say one day. Just do it. Yes or yes? Beautiful. And I have one rule only. No excuse management, meaning that you don't hear no excuses from your employees or pretty much your kids. I don't want to hear no excuses it's from you. Here's I want you to have a new philosophy. The new philosophy is we're going to focus 95% on the solution and 5% on the problem. But let's change that problem to a challenge. Because a challenge, we can overcome it. Some problems, we can't even overcome it, right? But now you focus on the solution, not on the gloom and doom. Last but not least, allow me to be your coach and your mentor. What's a coach and what's a mentor? Right? So very good. I can coach you on increasing your sales or systemizing your business or scaling your business or whatever takes place. I can coach you on all that stuff, right? A mentor has been there and done that. I work for Fortune 500 companies. And I modeled their behaviors and I modeled what they did to teach companies to do the exact same thing. So as my number one goal is to be your mentor because I can see the road ahead. You can go down the road and I can say, hey man, we need to do a quick right. If you keep on going, you're going to crash and burn. Right? So my biggest thing about it is all about modeling. Right? And what I do, I model their mindset. I model how they do meetings. They don't call them meetings, they call them workshops. And they model always on doubling their sales. Right? Now here's a really cool thing. Did you know Forbes magazine, they did a study. And they said that 80% of C-levels hire business coaches. It's amazing. Now, think about this. A Fortune 500 company, now this stat was back 10 years ago, right? What do you think the revenues are in a Fortune 500 company? Okay, someone said 950 million. Close. Right? Close. Somebody said 2.1 billion. Close. It's $4.1 billion with the B. That's crazy income 10 years back, right? Now it's probably about 7 or 8, right? But now, have you guys ever heard I'm going to take you down memory lane, right? Have you ever heard of a company called Blockbusters? Right? So Blockbusters was back in the 80s and 90s, and they had this VHS. And you rent some movies for them, and you go home, take it for 3 or 4 days, maybe a week, maybe. It's so long ago, I forgot, right? So anyway, you take it there, and then you bring it back to the store, right? And they're doing crazy amount of money. They were big as heck, right? What took place probably about in the in the 90s and stuff, right? That's when we got the internet. So the internet came along, and this company said, listen to me. We got this thing on the internet. And if you give us $10 million, we will partnership is with you, and we can take over the thing. Blockbuster laughed. This internet stuff is going to be a fad. It's not going to stay. It's not going to take place. So what happened? Blockbuster said, I'm not going to do it. So there's a little small company, you might have heard of it, right? Netflix got the $10 million, and guess what they did? They took away 50-60% of Blockbuster's business. Of course, Blockbusters, they tried to do their own stuff. It didn't work. Blockbusters went bankrupt. Now, why? First, then, what I say, and I heard it, very smart, leadership and innovation. They didn't have the leadership to move forward. They're a $1 billion company. What's $2 million? And they didn't have the innovation to look at your business 10 years from now. How would that be? Right? So think about your business of that you're in right now. How is it going to be 10 years from today? And that's how you market it right now. All right? But they didn't do that. I'm telling you this story because if you're in business, you have to have a strong leadership or voices of that's going to push you toward that next level. The reason why companies, Fortune 500 companies hire coaches is because we have a new voice, a different voice, a voice that's going to take you to that next level. right? And that is why they hire us, right? So the question that I have is for you is today is, can I be your coach and your mentor? Some areas I'm going to coach you on. That much I will. Some areas I'll mentor you on. But let me explain to you my story, a little small story that I have. Born and raised in a little place called Michigan City, Indiana, 45 miles west of Chicago. Come from a family of 10. I'm 8 of 10. I'm the baby boy. I'm probably the best looking one as well, but only my story now, right? Anyway, just all kidding aside, right? But growing up, I had a severe stuttering problem. I don't know, kindergarten, I think it was kindergarten when I last thought about it. I had a severe stuttering problem, and I couldn't go from A to Z, right? And I remember first grade, the nun said, I want to actually speak as to your mother. And of course, my mom, I'm number 8, right? So she'd been through the same BS for a while. So of course, mom came, and I was playing with some crazy toys. And I said, hey, do I leave? And the nun said, nope, you stay. And back when I was growing up, right, grown folks and kids are not in the same room. Of course, today things are different, but that's a different story, right? So what happened was, no big deal. I stayed, and she said, John's a nice kid. And of course, I smiled. And she says, but we don't believe that he will graduate 8th grade. We believe he's retarded because he stuttered. And he needs to go to a different school. And we had a school right down the street called Garfield. And my mom, the strong black woman of that she is, she said, if John leave, they all leave. And of course, they didn't want to mess up money. So they had me stay. But I had stipulations, though. Here's what the stipulations was. I had to go to speech therapy 3 times a week. I remember I met this guy named Mr. Anderson, nice guy, right? He says, John, when I talk to a person, I say, hi, my name is Mr. Anderson, I stutter. And you know what, man, I was embarrassed of that. Why would I say something that I'm embarrassed of? Right? Well, it's fast forward. I did graduate 8th grade, praise God. High school, college, and the list goes on. But in my journey, I met some phenomenal people. I worked with Tony Robbins and Chet Holmes. I worked with Joseph McClendon III. That is head trainer for Tony Robbins since 1995. I worked with some of the top business minds in the world, from Tony and from Chet Holmes and from Scott Holman and from Keith Cunningham and Brendan Burchard and Gary Vee, and the list goes on. I'm not saying that to impress you. It just tells me that I'm blessed. I've seen a lot of different things that works and what doesn't work. Now, that's one of my biggest goals of making this podcast, to teach business owners what it takes. And believe me, it's a hard thing to be in business all by yourself, right? I did one last week about scaling your business. Check that one out, right? And I think I would do, 6 through 10, I think, sometimes of this weekend, right? But this is a great concept of actually changing your life, right? So I come here with tons of experience. I have 25 years of experience in the business coaching world. I have 35 experience in the mental health world, so I did clinical psychology. So I can work with any behavior that actually is thrown my way. So what I do is, for a living, I'm blessed. I got a section that I work for parents and teens, parents and teens and businesses, and I can work with everybody because it's just a skill set that I had to actually work on to get where I'm at is today. So anyway, let's go on, guys, with the program, right? Here it goes. And I'm jazzed about this program. Learn the 3 ways of how to deal with financial pressure in your business. Woo. So here it goes. Who in here have a business? Or if not in business, you got a sales job, right? And I bet that's hard as a heck, right? Because the 3 quick tips of changing is your life is, number 1, guys, I work around businesses and sales people, and every time, and then when they don't make a sale, I remember I used to work in the training a car a dealership, right, back in 2000s, right, and they kept on saying, yeah, man, I'm Seward. And I said, what's the damn Seward, guys? Oh, man, I'm Seward. Now listen to their language now. I'm Seward. Now, guys, if you look at the metaphor, how does a Seward look? Nasty, Gross, smelly. But that is the state of mind that they said that they were in. Do you see why their sales did not improve? Do you see why that their mindset did not take place? Right? Here's the question that I have. What questions are you asking yourself? Are you focusing on the doom and gloom? So the first step is, what questions are you asking yourself? The questions is going to dictate the state of that you're in. If you focus on, oh my God, I don't have any money, money is tight, what do you think is going to come back to you? Exactly. What happened if you say, what can I do to serve people in the highest way and make it a win-win and still get paid for it? Or how can I attract the clients that I need so I can serve them in the highest way? Right? So the questions you ask yourself is going to dictate your life. A lot of the people, they ask the word why. Why has this happened to me? Why has this happened to me? Your brain's going to say, because you're freaking stupid. Ask, and it should be given. Seek, and you should find. Knock, and the door should be open to you. First thing about it, ask better questions. Second gift. My second step. How's your mindset? So, be careful what you focus on. If you focus on high-paying bills, you have no money, credit card is high, you can't get out of this rut, guess what's going to take place? Do you think it's going to be hard to close a deal with that type of mindset? Probably is, right? So focus. So what I would tell you is to focus on, guys. You can think this is crazy. Focus on remember the time and place where you had money. Focus on that time. And say things to yourself like, man, I have so much money, I'm rich. Money comes to me in oceans of abundance. Money cometh to me now. Money cometh to me now. You need to focus on the mindset of attracting money. That's what you need to focus on. If you focus on lack, you're going to get more lack. If you focus on the times when you had money and go back in that time, figure out of how you move your body. What did you say to yourself? I bet it's completely different than right now. Start saying those things. So when I used to work with Tony and Chet, right? And Tony was big at incantations. If you don't know what that is, give me a call. I'm at 833-375-6466, and I'll break everything down to you. But incantations is the way that I built everything in my life. The sad thing about it, good, bad, or some difference. I was working with parents and teens, and they'd say, oh my God, to their son, you'll be just like your dad, a bum. You'll be just like your dad, a bum. They said it over and over and over again, and guess what happened? Exactly. He became a bum. Because he speaks things in existence. Watch what you're saying to yourself. And my last step, my number third, what is your belief systems? So write this down. A belief is a feeling of certainty. That's all it is. That's what a belief is. Do you believe that this thing is temporary or permanent? Because if you believe that it's permanent, well then, guess what, guys? Well then you're done. If you focus on a temporary thing, right, it is going to change. But here's the question that I have. Think of something that you always wanted. It could be a new house, education, your wife, whatever, right? And when you think about that, focus on what you said. So I'll give you a great example. One time I wanted to get a Mercedes-Benz, right? And I was telling everybody, man, I'm going to get a Mercedes-Benz. Oh, man, I'm getting a Mercedes-Benz. I'll look on it. I would do whatever it took. And I got inside that state, right? But I did the right activity to get what I need to get, right? I just didn't think about it or talk about it. I went for it, right? Because my belief systems is that I could do it, right? And I remember times in my life when I did these things, right? And guess what happened? I got the Mercedes. And I bet you any money in your life, if you look at if it's college, if it's a house, if it's whatever, a job, right? What were you saying to yourself? What was your belief system? Right? And let me explain to you what a belief is, right? So if I'd say I am sexy, which believe me, I believe this 100%, right? But here it goes. I am sexy. Now imagine a table leg, and each leg is a reference. So the first leg is if you're 6'6" and got a bald head, you're sexy, right? If you drive a big SUV, you're sexy. If you love to read, oh my God, you are so sexy, right? And if you like talking loud, you're sexy. That's my belief system. A belief is a feeling of certainty. That's all it is. So here it goes. What do you believe about your financial pressure? Do you believe it's permanent, or do you believe it's temporary? And what are you doing to make sure that you can move forward? Does that make sense? I know these are 3 simple tips, but remember, it's whatever you focus on, you're going to fail. The questions you ask yourself is going to put you in that state. What's your belief system? So here we go, guys. I am looking for more coaching clients. If it's business coaching that you want to actually improve your business, take it to that next level. All the companies that I work with for like over a year have doubled and tripled their business. We work on a lot of different things. We work on, first and foremost, of course, the mindset. I work mindset / mental health. We have to get over the blocks, right? And then based on that, as we focus on business concepts, if it's a higher end, if it's systemizing business, if it's operations, if it's management, if it's marketing, if it's generation leads, is whatever that it takes, right? Our number one goal is to figure out what the gaps is, close it, so then as you can grow your business. But the biggest thing about it is if you don't believe that you can double and triple your freaking company, and have a proven system, and as I said, I work with some of the greatest people in the freaking world, right? And my number one goal is, guys, is to give you that same treatment and that same strategy to make sure that your business is growing, right? My website, guys, I got 2 of them for business only, is drjohnoda.net, is www.drjohnoda.net. If you're looking for all of my services, it is drjohnoda.com. So that's drjohnoda.com. And guys, thank you so much. I'll be back on. You know what I think I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start doing a podcast every day. That's going to be my goal. I'm going to do a podcast every day for this month. I'm just joking. I know it's last day of the month. I'm going to do a podcast every day in the month of October now. Concepts and strategies to take your business to that next level. All right, guys. Take care, guys. And always God bless. And bye for now.